What is poppin', my sexy little Rillabooms, my sexy little Monkongos? This is your boy, Trainer Erik, coming to you live for week 3 of our Bushido gang draft league, and I'm going against DNMP, otherwise known as DMX, my boy of the leader of the Dubai Dragapults, the captain, and we're gonna get into it. So I lead off with my Snorlax, he leads Toxapex, and immediately I regret not being immunity Snorlax. Immediately, y'all saw it in the team builder. I was like, nah, fuck it, we do it live. But anyway, so he scalds me. I Darkest Lariat, thinking that he's gonna switch into Dragapult, but he doesn't. And then he hazes. But to predict the haze, just in case he did, I cursed up and wanted to hit him with a high horsepower. So I do that. Already at half health. It's not looking good. I am Chesto Resto. I high horsepower, get a lot of damage, and it was a crit. So I got pretty lucky in this battle. But you'll see, like, it evens. Trust me, it evens out. So, I Chesto Resto, get back up to full. He toxics me again, high horsepower, and then here I'm thinking he's gonna switch, right? I think he's gonna switch, right? Nah, he recovers. I high horsepower again, just in case. But I don't know what he's gonna go into now, and there's just a lot of mind games. So I high horsepower. He levitates. Then he hits me with a switch back in. I rest up, and then this is where he gets advantage again. So right here, right off bat, he's controlling the tempo. He goes into Cobalion, and I know I have an answer. I have multiple answers to it, but my plan here is to go Gastrodon, fish for a burn. Oh, wait. Big delays. Sorry. That was before. Just in case you guys don't know, I do this way after the battle happens. So again, I high horsepower. We go into this loop of him toxicking me, but me not being able to switch because I don't want anything else to be crippled. So I either have to find a way to get Klinklang in or get Gastrodon in on one of these moves. The thing is, DMX was playing his moves nice and tight, and I couldn't really read him, which was nice. So I just took a chance here and went Klinklang on the recover. He recovers, and I go, alright, I gotta hacks him. Let's Thunder Wave this bitch. I missed the Thunder Wave. I missed the fucking Thunder Wave, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That would have been nice, but it's part of the game. It's the game we play. I'm not salty about that. And here's this beautiful thing that I attempt to rest on, and I do. He brings in Cobalion. This is what I was talking about. I know I have Gastro to set up Rillaboom to kill it, especially if he's not bulky. So he takes Rocky Helmet damage, right? Which is going to be rough. I Scald, fish for a burn, get the burn, and he's already down. He's going to be down another close combat when he hits me. So he hits me, takes extra damage, takes burn damage, and his stats are dropped. So I'm coming in thinking Grassy Glide, and boom, a problem against my team is gone. Cobalion's gone. It's already crippled. Let me just Grassy Glide. Nope. I misclicked and hit knockoff, and that is the only thing I'm salty about this battle. Everything else that goes down, whatever. Win or lose, whatever, but fuck, I just wish I had that part back. I didn't want to take that health. I did not want to take that health right there. But again, part of the game. Either way, I should be able to solve my way around this. And Frosmoth does have a good matchup against Sandaconda. I'm thinking Darkest Lariat does too, but I didn't know what type of set this was. This could have been Coil with full special defense or full defense. So I'm cursing up and Darkest Lariating to, you know, hedge my bets. See where I'm at there. He also glares me, which low-key would have saved me from being toxic if I knew whether or not he did a fuck ton of damage. So Darkest Lariat ignores stats and still doesn't do much. Then he high horsepowers me and almost does half. So immediately I'm like, oh shit, this man is going to control tempo right here. So he high horsepowers again, does a healthy amount of damage, does a clean amount of damage, a nice 32. And then it's like, okay, I'm stuck. I'm basically stuck here. So he's high horsepowering me, and I'm just praying for the best. I'm praying for the best, and Snorlax is low, and I'm like, this is not a good situation right here. This is really not a good situation right here. So Snorlax dies, and now I have to solve the puzzle that is DMX's team, and I go immediately into Frosmoth to scare it out. I should, in hindsight, should have gone Flygon, defogged, and then. But look, I get freeze hacks. I'm like, okay, let's go Rillaboom, get the terrain up, and get some priority shit. Nope, I get scalded, and I'm like, oh no, Rillaboom. So I switch again, go Klinklang on the Rotom Heat on purpose, by the way. It was just, you know, just in case he stayed in with Toxapex, I did that. And now, for him to predict the switch, that's why I stayed in. I had to start making ballsy plays at this point because he had a major advantage. So Porygon traces the Levitate, I defog, get the rocks out, and at this point he's controlling me, so I gotta do something. So I go into AV Frosmoth again, knowing I can take an Ice Beam. I Bug Buzz, don't get hacks there, don't get like a drop or anything, but he teleported anyway, so even if I got the drop. I go back to Flygon, he overheats me. I'm predicting a switch, right? But I didn't predict that, and I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even realize that. He tells me later, like, he didn't even realize that thing traced Levitate. I wasn't even paying attention. So I knock off, get the Eviolite out, I die to an Ice Beam, and then I'm thinking, okay, I can sweep this up, and low-key, Flygon can hand me the game. But I did not realize he was Levitate. I should have just clicked Dragapults. I don't even know if that would have killed, to be honest. But I have my handy-dandy Frosmoth ready. Should have let out with that, in all honesty. Fish for a confusion. Don't get it. He discharges me. Not doing much, so he could just switch to Rotom Heat whenever he wants and end my life. I get a freeze. And again, hacks were kind of on my side in this battle, but it just wasn't enough for this goated team. As you can tell, I'm in a rough position. And then he Toxics me. So that Toxapex legit won him the game right there. I couldn't do shit. So I Dragon Pulse predicting the Dragapult to come in. It never came. I wish I would have seen it. But yeah, it never came. He nasty plots on me. And I'm just getting a slow death. He doesn't even die to that. It was rough. That was a big rough because he lost 38 before and then 28. I just got and then got 31 on the next one. So it was a rough matchup for me, but also shout out to DMX, bro. That man played well. I couldn't even read his moves. He was playing beautifully. And shout out to that Sandaconda Porygon 2 combo, that P2 combo. That was a dope combo. I love seeing that team. So I will see you guys in the post game.
Alrighty.
Alright, yo. So what's poppin'? It's your boy Trainer Erik joining you live for some post game. So you guys just finished seeing the battle. I'm here with DNMP, otherwise known as DMX. So say what's up to the people, my G.
Yo, how's it going, everybody?
So So post game is normally about getting into the mind of like my opponent, because the team builder is for like my mind. So tell me how you prepared, like what you were going through with the team. What made you bring that heat, bro? I saw Sandaconda. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fire.
Yeah. So, in general, when I start my drafts, I kind of want to take a look at everything that my opponent has and just try to figure out what are the biggest threats. And to be perfectly honest, the two biggest threats that I was concerned about were Mew and Darmanitan, which didn't end up showing up, which I probably over-prepped for a little bit, but Mew, I have no idea what that thing is gonna do because it's got
block imprisonment this week too.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear, was the block imprison set, because I was like, I don't have anything to deal with that. Like, I'm just gonna be sitting here switching between mons, hoping he doesn't block something and kill everything. But other than that, it was kind of just going through and trying to make sure that, like, I mean, you've got a whole bunch of really nasty Pokemon. I mean, I've played with Morpeko, I've played with Rillaboom, I've played with Lax, Frosmoth. All of them are just really, really ugly to try to deal with once they start setting up. So my whole thought process right from the beginning was just try to make sure that if you are setting up, I can haze you with packs or deal with you, and if not, how can I stop you from setting up? So...
And that worked perfectly. I was like, alright, lead Snorlax might be fire as long as he's not Haze Toxapex. If it's not Haze Toxapex, then I gotta pivot around. My whole thing with the team is, I didn't think of Darm, but I thought like, okay, Mew's a problem for pretty much everybody just because of the coverage it gets.
Yep.
So I decided against Mew and Clef. I thought you were gonna prep for Clef a little bit more. And so I was like, okay, the plan with my team is just set it up for Rillaboom to just go ahead. I knew it was over the second I misclicked and hit knockoff instead of Grassy Glide. I was like, oh, okay, it's wraps. My health is down. It's over.
that was a very rough turn when I got that extra like 44% off with the CC. But But yeah, Clef was probably the second scariest mon. Just looking at like raw matchup, because that thing gets thunder and can just kind of blow through Pex if it starts coal mining, which is why I brought Nasty Plot Team Split Rotom Heat, was to try to at least have something to try to deal with it if Clef came in and just started CMing in my face. But
yeah, no, that your Pex plus Cobalion, I didn't expect it to be set up. That was nice too. That was super clean.
yeah, I looked at your team because I realized that your build is very slow. You've got nothing over 100 base speed, so I figured I could just run a Cobalion with SD, because it like I needed it for rocks anyways, and it's got really good coverage against everything bar like Mew and maybe Appleton. So I figured I'd just run SD and see if I could hit something real hard, which Lax, when it rested, gave me a free switch in, and that was kind of the opportunity I needed. But you played well with the Gastrodon to basically get rid of it. So
nah, that was a big headache. Prep it, your entire team basically, because it's so well balanced on paper. So it's like, okay, he could bring anything this week. That's why I ran Darkest Lariat on Lax, just because the only glaring thing that I could think of is set up and hit you with a dark move that like nothing's immune to, at least. That was basically it. I was going for home runs against your team, so I brought like all setup.
Yeah, I just wanted to drop the team page just so you could see, because the Dragapult never actually came out. But my other major concern was if you brought some weird like Iron Defense Calm Mind like Dual Dance Mew, and I was like, if because I have no dark types, and I was like, if that thing just starts clicking stored power, I lose every mon. So I decided to bring sub-disable Dragapult, try to like sub up on the stored power and then disable it so I could go into Pex for free and haze you.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice.
That was like the super over prep I brought for Mew to try to figure out if I could counter every single set. And then it didn't end up showing up, and I was like, well, there goes the entire Dragapult set, because it does nothing to Snorlax. So
here's the thing though, so like the only Mew that I was gonna bring was Block Imprisonment, but one, I'm not an asshole, and two, like I treat the draft league as like testing my knowledge on other mons. So like I like bringing, I don't want to say the norm, but just a little bit different from the norm. So nothing too crazy, but like it's tough to throw you off. So like you have, what is it, 3-4 ghost types on your team?
Yeah, I think I've got 3 of them.
So if I'm running Block Imprisonment Mew, the only way that works is with Transform. So like just by you having those 3 ghost types stop me from bringing Mew, because if I transform, your stab is going to kill me anyway. Yeah,
that's fair. So yeah, and I agree with your comment on like this is draft league, and it's just like a lot about having fun and kind of using mons you don't always get to use. Because one of the goals I had for this draft league was I wanted to make sure I have a checklist of every single mon I've brought, and I'm going to make sure that I bring every single mon at least once to one of the draft games, which was why Porygon 2 showed up this week, because I was like, it's got decent coverage, it's pretty fat, but I just want to bring it because it's Porygon 2 and I want to use Teleport Porygon 2, so...
Dude, I love that you had Teleport on it too. I was so thrown off. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me close my door real quick. My dog opened my door.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, my bad. I'm back.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I guess my question was, just out of curiosity, how did you start prepping for me? Like, where was the starting point?
Okay, the starting point was double ghost. I was prepping for a double ghost team of Mimikyu, Dragapult plus Rotom Heat, and then I thought Cobalion, Celebi, Mimikyu would be your main thing, and then just have coverage for the rest.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like I started the prep earlier today. Normally I'll like, dude, I've been so bad about prepping for teams. Like the first 3 weeks week 1 I took some time, and then week 2 barely prep, like literally 10 minutes before the battle, and then this I gave myself like a middle ground. I like just gave myself the morning to prep, but I do have to set more time aside and like prep for everything, because all I did was like, okay, what are the threats? Let me cover the threats and hope. And then I was like, Okay, because I have a checklist too, and Klinklang is on my checklist. I gotta pull off something with it.
Yeah. I saw the Klinklang and I got really excited because I was like, I want to see that thing like shift gear and just wild charge right through Toxapex. But
that was the plan. Fucking missed the Thunder Wave though.
Yeah, the Thunder Wave miss and then the misclick on the not clicking Grassy Glide really hurt.
I still would have lost though, because if you were sub disable Dragapult, the only thing I had was Frosmoth, and you had already checked it down enough for me.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it would have been a much closer game, I do think. So
no, but still,
yeah, a bit unfortunate, but
but still,
hey,
your team was so fire. I'm not even mad. That team was so nice to see. Like, I didn't see that coming at all.
I was really happy that Sandaconda actually got to do some stuff because
started
that mon's like,
and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and the fact that it gets high horsepower, so I could dodge the grassy terrain. I completely forgot I had that because it came in and I was like, oh, I've got to coil like 3 times to wait out the grassy terrain turns. And I saw that I had high horsepower and I was like, oh, no, man, I can just attack right now.
That's another thing. That was a slight prep with the Darkest Lariat as well. It was ignoring the stats, but then I saw how fat that thing was. I was like, yo, me ignoring the stats don't even matter. Like, I wasn't doing shit.
the Sandaconda, I'm trying to remember specifically what, because I made it max HP, max defense. And I think it was to try to deal with more Pico. And then I think it was like, if you happen to bring like Banded Darmanitan, it could switch into a Flare Blitz and eat it, and then kill you back. So,
I want you to know, now that we've already battled, I'm never bringing Banded Darm.
Come on, that thing's funny though. Nah, I gotcha.
That thing, it's hard enough. I like running like last week I ran Trick on it, Trick Choice Scarf.
Yeah, dude. Darmanitan's such a fun mon. It's weird because everyone always just puts it into the set of, oh, it's gonna be Scarf with these 3 moves and then U-turn and blah blah blah. But it's got some other funny stuff like Belly Drum on it that can do some weird things. But yeah, when Samurott was when Attack on Samurott was going through the teams, he mentioned a couple of things that I really wanted to try, including some like banded merciless Toxapex with
I've done
poison
that.
spam.
I've done that. It's so great. You run knockoff liquidation, toxic, and yes, it's so.
And I've got a bunch of mons that can just spam toxic across the rest of my team. So I'm hoping some week I find the right opportunity to bring something like that. But so far, I've needed Pex to be a defensive fat mon every week because it's the only thing that really keeps everything in check. So
that's another thing. I should have ran immunity Snorlax, and then last second I was like, oh, I don't have anything for Rotom. Let me go thick fat. And then hindsight's 2020, obviously. But that Pex didn't work having toxic.
Yeah, and that turn 1, I know I've played enough with Snorlax and ADV to remember that it gets immunity. And so I sat there for about 30 seconds trying to decide if it was worth wasting the turn to click toxic if you were immunity. And then I remembered that, like, if you cursed, you'd be slower than me, so I could haze you the next turn anyways. But the immunity lax I was really scared of because I was like, I don't know how I'm ever gonna chip this thing down if it starts cursing up. But
yeah, I was banking on either Klinklang or Rillaboom to just clean up because again, the purpose of the team was like chip everything down and let Rillaboom sweep.
Yep, and Rillaboom was probably the scariest mon for me to try to, like when the game started and I saw your team, because I was like, Cobalion's got leftovers, but it's not bulky, and Dragapult's like this sub-wisp hex set, so I can't immediately threaten you. So if you SD up a couple of times and Rotom gets chipped, like it just clicks Grassy Glide and kills everything. So,
but yeah,
that was I think that was probably like one of the best win cons you could bring, and it was just unfortunate they got chipped so early off the misclick. But
either unfortunate or you just got me there. Like honestly, because I don't think I had anybody to really set up on. If we had high horsepower and knockoff, and I calculated.
Yeah, so I did actually have rest shed skin on my my Sandaconda, so yes, that was the big worry I had was if because like how I said with Michael Balian coming in and SDing on your lax, your Rillaboom does the same thing on my Sandaconda. And that was kind of the big worry, was why I didn't bring it out against Lax in the first place, because I was like, I don't want to give that thing free setup turns to just start clicking buttons against me. But
yeah, that was fucking amazing.
That was a fun game. I enjoyed that. And I agree. I think I need to put a little more time into prep as well, because a lot of my spreads were just kind of max because I was
same
in a bit of a rush.
Same. I literally was like, oh, well, he outspeeds me completely with Rillaboom max HP. Like, no speed.
Yeah, no, that was the whole reason I went max speed on Rotom, was because I was like, I gotta outspeed this Rillaboom. But, like, my Dragapult was, I think, the only, like, actual custom set. It was because I was like, just put it at 329 speed, dump the rest of HP, I don't really care. But
yeah, that was amazing. Yo, fair play to you. That I honestly love your team. I say it every week. As long as this is how the league's gonna go, I don't mind winning or losing. Like, if everybody's bringing this type of fire, I'm cool. I'm cool with it all.
Oh yeah, no, like, I am perfectly happy to lose to someone spamming like psychic terrain spec stuff, or Bible's got the whole like electric terrain Raichu stuff going on.
Who's the
I was like, I don't really care if I lose as long as I see.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's the only matchup I'm going to try to win, just because I hate Mag.
Well, hopefully it gets banned. Cross your fingers. We got like 4 more days on the suspect. So.
Jeez, that thing is.
Yeah, it's stupid. It was dumb to try to prep for, even though I have Rotom Heat and Pex, but yeah.
But all right. I mean, oh yeah. Before you go, another thing I was gonna say. I know Morpeko was kind of a threat, but you had so many resists to electric typing that I was just like, I can't bring this. I wanted to bring it so bad, but I couldn't bring it.
Yeah, we'd had a set we'd been using in UU like pre-home, I think, where it was like Life Orb with Aura Wheel, Seed Bomb, Rapid Spin, Protect, so you could protect to get your switches to the right typing you needed. And that was the biggest thing I was concerned about, was just having the ability to protect and then like dark move my Sandaconda or electric move my Cobalion. But
yes,
I guess you are right that
the calcs weren't in my favor with that one though.
Yeah, it just doesn't hit hard enough is the issue. So
yeah, but yeah, fair play to you. I loved it this week. Congrats on the win. Congrats on
thanks. It was a really fun game. So GG's to you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you had fun, yo. As long as I could bring a team and somebody's like, what the fuck is this? That's my goal every week.
Hey, I saw, as I said in the battle, I saw that hurricane and I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, hacks time. And I got 2 freezes, so sorry for that, even though one of them was called.
Freezes, I got the early hacks and then the misclick, so, you know, here, there.
It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game.
Yep.
Alright, yo. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video. Dislike if you disliked the video. I'm gonna get out of here and get out of here. Peace.
Yeah, have a good